Hi everyone, today in the video here we're going to talk about time clock for employees. So this would be the basic functions for an employee or a volunteer to use in terms of punching in, punching out, viewing time cards, those types of things. If you're a time clock administrator, we do have a separate video available to you with more detailed instructions on how to administer the time clock, so you can check that out on our YouTube channel. So again, for employees, you're going to want to log into your eSchedule account with your username and password. So this is a web-based time clock, so navigate to the URL that you were given, and then you can punch in from there. Now keep in mind that your employer may have restricted the ability to punch in and out depending on where you are. So in theory, you should only be able to punch in most cases if you're within the building or one of the stations that your employer has, preventing you from punching in or punching out from anywhere other than that. Now, some companies do have it set up that they allow you to punch in on a single computer or sometimes from a personal device, depending on if you're on their wireless network, for example. So that is dependent on how your employer has things set up. So you're going to punch in, by putting in your username and password. You're going to go ahead and hit submit. And in this example here, you'll notice in the upper left, there's a clock in button. So assuming I'm not already clocked in, I'm going to come in and I'm going to choose that. And depending on how things are set up for your company, you may choose an activity here. In most cases, if you're already scheduled for a shift, it's going to put your shift name right in here. So it might say, EMTB, shift number 1 or whatnot. And then you can go ahead and clock in down here at the bottom. You do have the ability to put in some comments here. So this would be if you're punching in late or maybe you're punching in too early. You can put some comments in here and then your managers can review those comments before they approve your time card. So you're going to go ahead and put some comments in if you need to, and then if you also want to clock in and log out, you can do that as well. So maybe you're coming in the door, you want to clock in, log out, and then move on with your day. You can do that right from here. All right, now after the end of my shift, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to log into eSchedule, and this is actually going to say clock out. Same thing, you're going to choose that, and then go ahead and punch out, put in any comments that might be needed if you're getting out late, for example, that type of stuff. Okay, so that's the basic functions of punching in and punching out. Now, if you need to look at your time card, you can certainly do that. So I'm just going to log in here, and under the time clock menu here, you'll see either time card career or time card volunteer. So I'm going to click that. Now it's going to show you the current pay week, so I don't have any shifts yet this week, but if I go back 1 week, you'll notice that I have a shift here. So you can see on April 24th, I punched in at 0840 hours. I punched out at 1659 hours. This is my scheduled shift. And you can see I got 8.32 hours of pay on my time card for that. So your time card does update as your shifts happen throughout the week, and you can always keep an eye on that. Maybe you forgot if you punched in or you needed to look back and see how many hours you have. You can certainly do that right through the time card view here. Now, if your company gives you time off, if you're a full-time employee, you'll see that here as well. Under paid time off balances, you can keep track of that nice and easily as well. All right, there's some other things in here. You can look at by pay period and see the different amount of hours that you worked. You can also run some reports to see how many hours you had by position or month. I'll also show you how to submit a PTO request, which is super easy. So if you want to request some time off, you can come in here to time clock, and then submit PTO request. Just choose the dates that you want to have off here. So you would click this little icon, choose the day that you want to have off, including the times. Your employer may have it set up to have different types of PTO. So maybe it's a personal day or a regular vacation day. You can choose the correct type here. You can put some comments in here for your manager to see, and then hit submit, and that's going to go off to your manager for approval. Now, if you want to see the status of any pending reports, or any pending PTO requests, you can do that through the PTO report. So you can come in here and take a look at the request that you have, when you might have submitted, if it got approved or rejected, or if it's still pending. You can do that through the PTO report here. And then the holiday schedule. So if you just want to see what the company approved holidays are, you can do that here by going to time clock and holidays. So those are the basic functions of the time clock for employees. If you have questions, certainly reach out to your manager or have them contact our support team for more information. Thanks a lot.